What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Kera Dangerous Talk. I know y'all like what's going on with Kera Dangerous Talk lately. I've been having a lot of good rappers on. I mean, anytime I have rappers on, they're the best. But it's been like the last couple of weeks, been bringing in some good battle rappers. Last time we were together, you saw Goods. Now I got another special guest for you, Mr. Hollow the Don. What's up, brother?
The dinner and on. You already know. It's goody good.
Nothing much, brother. I am so excited to be talking with you. But before we get into it and get to know each other a little better, I'm gonna hit on with the intro.
Okay.
Ooh, you know what? Ooh, you know what? Ooh, you know what? Yes. Look, Hollow. I I haven't gave people their flowers in a long time on this show, but that's normally how I would do this show. But I feel the need to express my feelings to you, so I'm gonna take it back to what Kara Dangerous used to do. Okay,
Okay, let me
so
hear it.
if you don't mind, I just want you to sit back, relax, and take your flowers. Now, I have to say, the first time I saw you, well, no, it wasn't the first time I saw you, it was on BT. It was BT Freestyle Friday. But I guess in more recent years, when you battled Joe Budden, even though I think some people, you know, didn't view that match as the best, not because of you, but just because of the circumstances. When I saw you on there, I was very impressed with the way that your writing comes off. You come off just like somebody who mind just works really smart. And you had me hooked since then. And when I watch you perform, I say sometimes, like when I was talking to Cassidy, some people overperform to me,
Sure.
but you have found a way to mix in the lyrics, mix in the cadence, mix in the performance in a way where it makes sense. So those are my flowers to you. You've been doing it for a long time,
Thank
and
you.
you
Thank you.
always bring your best. You like well, not not like Russell Westbrook right now, but how Russell
Indeed.
and Kobe and stuff. How, let's say Kobe Bryant, how he
I think,
always gave his best in every battle I see you in. I feel like you put your best foot forward. So
that's
that's
like they
commendable.
say. They say Russell Westbrook play hard every play. So that was the analogy.
Absolutely. So I want to take it back so people can get a little backstory. We know you from Queens, but what's the real story of you and how you got started in hip hop? Because being an artist myself, I always like to hear that. When did you first get that bite or that love for rap?
Yeah, I mean, mind you, I'm the old head, so it was like late 90s. I was a young boy, and it was just so organic and natural to see ciphers and people battling, in the streets, in the projects, or high school. So it
Mhm.
was just natural. I was already writing, so I gravitated towards that. One of the earlier moments was in Long Island City at LIC High School when I moved back from Texas. My first year, I've really seen them ciphering, and it was like mind blowing just to see them, doing it because I was shy about mine, and they was the
Mhm.
same age as me, but they wasn't shy. So you always need an example. Most people need examples and need to see something before they believe they could do it themselves. So that's how what got me started.
So how did you end up on BT 106 in Park, a popular show at the time? Everybody go to school. I know me, go to school, come home, you turn it on
Yeah,
106 in Park.
yeah,
And
yeah,
then there you are. So I mean that was a big thing at the time.
yeah. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. That was a great, great moment in my life. I was just hungry to get my skills to the forefront. So I seen they
Mhm.
was doing an audition. I remember I was on the train. Shout out Benjamin Benz, a cat named Benjamin Benz. I think I seen him at Beach Street. I was battling everywhere. So I just happened to see him, and we remembered each other's face from battling. And he told me 106 had an audition. So I was
Mhm.
like, oh shit, okay. So I went down there. Unfortunately, I was 17, so I wasn't able to audition. So I went down there, battled in the line, sharpened the sword, and once
Mhm.
I turned 18, I went back again. So I made it because they don't tell you when you make it right away. So
Mhm.
I got a letter in the mail about 6 months later saying I made it. At this point, I'm 19, but unfortunately, I was in a criminal activity, and I ended up getting arrested and
Mhm.
extradited to Texas. And so I got sentenced to 3 years, and then came back again and did the audition again when I got out. So now I'm
Mhm.
22, and I made it again another time. And, I'm on parole in Houston, but I'm flying back and forth to New York every week to do 106. So that was the journey right there.
When you going through that process and you go in there and you do well, is that the first time you kind of could like, you know, lean back a little bit, be like, I'm feeling myself a little bit. I don't made
Yeah,
it on
yeah,
TV.
yeah. Well, it was just such a great accomplishment for me, especially after me telling you the backstory. So it was definitely I did it.
Mhm.
Just feeling great, feeling like I could accomplish any task at that point. So yeah, it was definitely exhilarating.
Man, that is so awesome. Well, how do you feel that coming from Queens, especially, were there artists there that you that inspired you as well? Because you put a lot of thought behind your lyrics. So I'm just wondering. I mean, you are from Queens, so duh. I mean, that's where some good writers come from. But
Yeah. You got Nas, you got Lloyd Banks, LL, Coogee Rap. The list goes on. And I was influenced by all them guys, but it's some guys that people don't know. That I
Mhm.
ran into people in Ravenswood and Queensbridge and Astoria projects. That I battled and ran into and that I was super inspired from also. You know what I mean? So it was just a great time. It was a great time. I always compare growing up to New York and growing up in Texas because I spent a lot of my teenage years in Texas.
Mhm.
Those were both the essence, of New York battle rap and ciphers, hip hop, lyricism. And then in Texas is DJ Screw, slabs, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So it was just the epitome of both those cultures I grew up in, you know what I mean? So that's what made the Don Dottie.
Now I know you just recently had a battle with DNA.
Hmm.
How did you feel that went? Did you enjoy the feeling of being in that match?
Yeah, it was a bittersweet because I felt it went amazing. I was loving like my performance, especially my delivery. I feel like I had the best delivery I probably had in my whole
Mhm.
career, maybe besides the Big T battle. Like my pronunciation, my delivery, and everything was on pocket because of the training I did, like running and all that. But I also cut a few things, and I got out of pocket during his rounds, which people have seen by now, I'm sure. Start talking during his rounds and even ending my rounds weird and stuff like that kind of took away from the performance a little bit. So it was bittersweet for me.
Yeah, I was gonna say that when you walk away, or maybe even during the match, how much it does the crowd affect you? I know you probably at this point try to, you know, you know how to be professional, but do they kind of
Yeah,
sway that? I know they have to sway the energy,
yeah. The crowd is the third opponent. You got to battle your
right?
opponent. The crowd is the third opponent. I always say that. And what's funny is when I left the DNA battle, I felt amazing. Like I said, I didn't lose my voice. I was
Hmm.
really like, oh shit, I was feeling it. And then I looked online and I was like, oh shit, people feel like I lost. You know what I mean? And
Right.
I,
Yeah, that's why I want to know when you walk away feeling good and then you see, and maybe when you first get online, you see people saying no, 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 and then you
yeah.
start seeing them say, yeah, what does that do to you?
It makes me go to the drawing board and say, okay, maybe it's something that I feel like I need to work on, or it's something missing here because it didn't connect all the way with the audience. Even if it's stuff that's out of my hands or out of maybe my powers, I still need to realize what it is and find a way to work around that. So that's how I take it. You know what I mean? I respect that. You know. 80 to 70 to 80% of people's opinions, what they say about you is true or how they really feel. You got a 20 to 30% of people that just say stuff, to get a rise out you and stuff like that. But for the most part, people really feel like that, especially if they're your fans and people that hit
Mhm.
you up. And I had a few of my fans hit me up and let me know. So, I definitely took that into account. And I don't come here to play around and half-ass the performance. So I'm definitely like big on going to the drawing board and changing shit up and tweaking shit.
See, I like to hear that because see, I know I'm hearing you say that you have to self edit and you've been doing it for so long and you've been at the top of the game for so long. So and you're so intricate when you're performing through the years. I I'm just trying to figure out how I want to state this question. When you have to sometimes, I guess you take have to take a look at how you're performing and make those necessary changes. Or do
It's like LeBron James in year 19. He's still gonna watch the game tapes. He's still gonna make mistakes. He's still gonna do something wrong. That's the beautiful part of art. It's no perfect way to do this. Whether musician, battle rapper, comedian, it's no perfect way. You never have a set where you're like everything went perfect. You go up there, you're like, damn, the sound got messed up, or damn, I could have performed this better, or oh, I forgot to do this, or and that's the beautiful part about it. You're never gonna have it figured out. It's never gonna be just one, two, three. This is easy to do. So many elements from stage presence, delivery, performance, crowd control, lyrics, content. Like I could keep going. It's just so
Mhm.
many aspects. So who's gonna tackle 10 categories in one performance? Nobody. But the plan is to tackle about 6 or 7 of them and get as close as possible to tackling all 10 of those categories.
When the fans say, and I see them on social media, I see them on YouTube comments, and they say Hollow the Don is the most versatile battle rapper, or he's one of the most. What does that mean to you? And I know you heard that before.
It's just to be the most anything, most versatile, the most viewed, the most um, hard, like anything where a person could say you're at the top of the echelon is motherfucking amazing.
Right.
To be honest with you, no, it really is, and it's like I work so hard to do that, and that's what keeps me going. Is always tap into the 14-year-old hollow, the 17-year-old hollow. I just wanted to be heard and stuff. It wasn't social media. It wasn't all this. It was still like jewelry and other temptations, but that wasn't the goal. That wasn't the focus when I started cooking and stuff like that. So I always hone back into that. It's like, yo, I can't. You feel me?
I love when you do that.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me cook him. Let
Let
me
me
cook.
cook. The chef is at work, but yeah, I always go back to the young hollow and make sure that I appreciate people showing love to the art. I just seen a Conway interview, and he said, Eminem said his album is a hip hop classic, and that's more important than any check. And I'm sure he can tap into how he felt back then because that's all we cared about, all of us. All of us from my time because it was a certain time when you grew up on mixtapes,
Mhm.
freestyles, Rap City, the Basement, and it was just about the art. And now it's about views, money, and we try not to get lost in that is the goal is to try not to get lost in those extra curricular activities.
Now, before we go to the audience questions, because I'll take a few, so y'all make sure in the live chat you put some questions down, and I'll put them up. Um, I'll ask you the question I ask other battle rappers.
Okay.
You get your compliments from people, and we know what you're. Well, you hear what people say you're good at, but what's something about your talent and your skill that you think sometimes gets overlooked?
I ain't gonna lie, I think everything is perfect. I don't think I get overlooked for nothing. I got my flowers.
Mm.
Um, I've been on top too long. It starts to get paranoia. Like they're gonna end up hating you. That something's coming because it's just too good.
Mhm.
So that's how I be feeling sometimes. I damn to be feeling like I get too much love, so I can't even sit and say I get overlooked. I get hella love. I get my flowers. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now I'll take one audience question now. DJ says, now that you've battled a majority of the top battle rappers, what's next for you? Murder Mook?
That's funny. He said Murder Mook ain't the top battle rapper. Nah, I know what he said. Nah, I can't. I can't. Honestly, the thing that excites me now is doing another 2-on-2. Maybe doing a freestyle battle. Something different like that brings excitement to me. Um, Also, it's a couple guys that set my name that, if my phone zing, my phone zing. If it don't zing, then, I don't do the battle. So that's what I'm on right now. If the leagues believe in these guys that's calling my name out, they would hit me, you know.
Well, I mean, what does it take for you to want to do the battle? Because I mean, anybody can call. I can give you a call, but that don't mean you're gonna do the battle, right? So, what does it take in the opponent for Hollow to say, "Yeah, let's do this"?
All these guys, anybody on URL is a reputable opponent. Anybody like catching record on URL is a reputable opponent. We're not gonna act like it. And same thing with RBE. So that's not me just saying URL, but any guys catching record on these major leagues is reputable opponents. So all it takes at that point is for a price to be met on my side, and then it takes a venue or a date that I'm comfortable with of doing it at that point. You know.
So we should be looking to for more things to come from you. But I want to take it back a little bit and do something that I like to do whenever a rapper comes on here, and I'm not gonna ask them that right now. So I call this
What they
line.
said, tell them I'm not excited.
Let's see. If somebody said, ask him how he felt about the first battle against Arsenal.
I didn't feel good. It didn't
You didn't
feel
feel
good.
good?
Nah, that didn't feel good. But it was amazing. It was like people. I don't know if Maybe I can enlighten people on here. They might already know this, but losing is part of winning.
Mm,
In order to be a great winner, you have to know how to lose and know how to take the lesson out of the loss. So
facts.
if a person
Oh, you know what, guys? We just lost Hollow the Don. The crazy thing is, this show is an hour, but Hollow, his phone needed to be charged. If they don't, then this kind of thing happens. But I was enjoying my conversation with him. There he is. What'd you say?
I said, I don't know if you want to do it like this, but this is the only way I can do it.
That's better than nothing, brother. Because I was just like, I was like,
Okay.
that was a short ass interview.
Yeah, because I don't charge my phone at night, so I stay with like a low battery.
Ooh,
We
thank you
could do
so
like
much.
this.
Okay, so let's get back on it. And hell, I forgot where we were. Oh, okay. You were talking about your battle with Arsenal. You didn't feel good about it.
Yeah,
Oh, but you said that sometimes you have to know how to learn from losing.
yeah. So the loss was a great experience, but when it was happening, it didn't feel good. But once I pulled that lesson up out of it, and that inspired me. Arsenal inspired me with that battle. He definitely inspired me to step up my performance, put more theatrics in it. Shout out Arsenal, man, because he probably don't even know he did that, but he definitely inspired me with that performance he had. Because he performed his ass off. I definitely
Mhm.
still to this day feel like my lyrics was better. I had way more bars, wordplay, but he performed his ass off. His delivery was on point. Like he did his thing that night.
I mean, and then it's too. It's like, who are you learning from? I mean, if Arsenal is pretty damn good, so it's
He's one.
like, you
He's
know,
one of the forefathers of this shit. You already know for this now.
exactly. So it's like that ain't it. It's no shame in that at
Right.
all. So I'm gonna go to these lines real quick, and hopefully I can do you some justice. Okay.
All right. All right.
And I hope everybody know I'm back. I know we got a little knocked off here, but make sure you like this video, comment, and if you're new here, make sure you subscribe. Okay,
And
first line here. Well, if I kill him, his niggas won't have to team up. Now they should be on their toes like a ballerina. Once their boss get the Mac and Nina, instead, they was like a soda I left in back of freezer. Cause the rest ended up flat, even though I capped the
back
leader.
to leader. That kept the leader line been used about 10 times since then.
Woo, that was
That was classic. That was
that
against
was classic. Do you remember when
Meek
you
versus.
said that on stage?
Yeah, I wrote that. I think I wrote that in the can. I think I was in PA. I was doing 6 months out there. I probably wrote that while I was making a chi chi or something.
Yes. And why you always bring up being in the can? And I don't know, when you go against certain people, they try to bring up, you going to prison or jail or whatnot. How has that affected you? Has that kind of?
I mean, I spent 25% of my 20s in there, so that's about 3 years in there. So it definitely affected me. Unfortunately, I was down the wrong road. I was also, you know, taking drugs and selling drugs, and so I would catch all type of charges, possession. Um, I don't want to go down the list, but I had a bad past, but that's all behind me. I haven't. That the last charge, what I'm talking about, is 2012. That's 10 years ago. So I haven't been in no trouble or none of that since. I got a DUI,
Mhm.
but as far as like real trouble, now I ain't been in no trouble since. I've been blessed enough with this battle rap. Cause I mean, honestly, like the real is real. Niggas used to trap. I'm gonna throw myself out there, but there's other battle rappers I know was doing the same thing. I was
Mhm.
selling lean, I was selling Zans, I was selling Roxy's, I was selling pounds of weed up until about 2012. Yep. And then the money started coming in like 13, 14, but all the way up until then, 2009, 8, that's when I was selling fucking Oxy 80s and Oxy 60s in Arizona. And like, that's what we was in the streets.
Do
So,
you think? I mean, I get the opportunity to talk to people that I find amazing in what they do. So I have to just ask you, since I have you here, do you feel like you have yourself under control at this point? Because when I look at you, and I didn't know if I should say this or not, but
mhm.
you seem like a type of guy who could have been a nerd. You seem smart, but you seem like you a cool nerd, and it seems like the way you put stuff together, like you have sense, like. So I'm just trying to figure out, why do people, and I don't, you don't have to get too personal, but you go down this bad road, but I just want you to know, like, we want you to be in a good place. So I hope that you're in a good place. And
Yeah, no, all this is 10 years ago. Like the last time I got in trouble was 2012. But to enlighten you, I was hooping, playing basketball, and I was always a jokester and class clown. So, my grades wasn't all that. So then my dad took me off the team when I was like 14, maybe 15. And, then smoking weed came. And then, I'm hanging with, who was my homies already. But now, we in the streets smoking weed and that turns into hitting licks, which is robberies. And,
mhm,
that turned into carrying pistols and having beef with this dude from this neighborhood, and then my best friend Roger got 20 years. He a
mhm.
blood, so he might get into it with these Crips, and we fighting, and so it was just hanging with the wrong people, being influenced by hip hop. I'm definitely conscious of where the behavior came from now, but back then I wasn't. I just thought that was me. You know what I mean?
Yes, I'm glad you was able to share that. So thank you so much, because that was personal, and I'm glad you seen your way around everything. I'm gonna go to line two, and hopefully I can do you some justice.
Okay, yeah. Talk to me. Talk to me nice.
I came to a shrine, guzzling wine, juggling minds. I'm so far ahead and above with my time, I can rebuttal your rhyme before you come up with the line. I should have did it a little bit more, got a little bit
Come
more
to
in
a
there, but
shrine, guzzling wine, juggling minds. I'm so far ahead and above with my time, I could rebuttal your rhyme before you come up with the line.
yes,
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that shit hit me like boom. Like some of the best lines just hit you. I didn't have to think of that. I didn't have to harbor on that. That line just hit me, and I put it together afterwards.
do you ever, when you write, you try to decide if something was a little too simple, but then you like it? Do you ever have that moment where?
For sure, no, for sure, because I'm really big right now, focusing on, what do I like instead of writing like what do the people want to hear from me, or what do they expect from me. I
Mhm.
focus to go back on what do I like to bring across, and what do I want to bring to the table, and that's a real struggle with artists. Any artists that have a following and they have people say, "Yo, we want to see this hollow. You need to do this or say this
Now
like
that's
that."
true.
you struggle in your head now back and forth with what you want and what they expect from you. You know, so that's a big battle right there in itself. So I'm definitely been in that position where I was like, oh, this is too simple. But I be liking the simple shit. I be liking just straight to the point, keep it basic shit. I was freestyling on the phone with the homie last night. We always be
Hmm.
kicking bars, and he went crazy to some of the simplest shit. And then I said some crazy shit like, I'm a martyr, 50 for the bus. That ain't even fair. You know, the martyr is a bus in Atlanta,
Oh
50.
yeah, I'm from Georgia.
Oh, you from Georgia? Okay, you
Yeah, you don't
clearly
hear
got
this
the
country
ball.
slang.
You clearly got the ball. So I was freestyling. And I said that he didn't react. He caught that later. But I said some shit like, I let it swing, running his crib with the metal thing, 360 deal. I'm about to take everything. And he went crazy for that. But that's simple to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm
So
saying. It's a thin line, right? Because you don't know if it's just maybe you just tripping or people won't just see the
and then I
amazingness in
think
it.
I think URL times when it was just before caffeine, it was all about the complexity and how much you
Mhm.
put into it. And I feel like now the last few years with the caffeine and different styles coming in, it's more about like how you say it and how you deliver it.
I was just about to say that because you have a really good delivery and you have that little animation and you speed up,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
loud sometimes, and then you go back. So
Oh,
just depends.
I'm bringing that back to life because I kind of stopped doing that. That's one thing. You know, I'm tapping in a bunch of shit because I used to just ignore, not ignore, but I just used to be stuck on like, yo, I already know what I'm doing, and fans always ask certain stuff of me. So now I'm aiming this year, especially like I said, a lot of things have changed, and I'm aiming to tap back into like, what was I mind state and what was I doing when I was cooking against Big T and against Goods and against Hitman because they always ask for that type of bag. So I just want to give them a little nostalgic feeling because I can never recreate those performances, but I can
Mhm.
throw a little shit in there to give them nostalgic feelings.
Absolutely, brother. I'm gonna go to this third line here.
Okay, talk to me.
Okay, and I have to say so everybody can get how awesome it is. It was against Joe Budden, which I still like this battle. I don't give a damn what none of y'all say. I like what you did in the battle a
I
lot, and
appreciate
I like
that.
Joe Budden as well. But I like
See, that's the
that's what
beauty
really.
of this. You got your own opinion, like no matter what, you don't let the collective make you agree with them. This is
You
dope,
sound
bro.
like my damn mama. You okay? I
Come
got you.
on,
You
come
right
on,
though. You right.
come on now.
Okay, here we go. He can't escape. He holding me. He too bitch. Flowetry. He get close to me. Psst. Nah, put up that jagged edge. I got 112. I want Jodeci.
What? No, that's one of my best lines ever.
Yo, I had to go back and I listened to that line a couple of times. Like the 112, the Jodeci is Joe, and then it's just
I had the T Rex the hat. You know what I love in there? He's too bitch flowetry. Like I just love that line. I just love that line personally.
yes, yes.
Yeah, that's I ain't gonna lie, yo, when I said that line, that's the biggest reaction I've ever got because that's the biggest crowd I've ever performed in front of. It was about
Mhm.
3,000 people. And man, that felt like such a rush. It made me feel like, damn, I should have put more bars in here instead of going at fucking Total Slaughter and Jimmy Iovine so much. But yo, that feeling was yeah, you can't even put it in words.
Yes. Now check out this fourth line. Oh, I hope you get AIDS and Alzheimer's so you can forget you got AIDS till all your ex start dying.
I know that's
Did
evil.
you did you go too far, Hollow?
Nah, I didn't go far enough. I didn't go far enough.
Killer.
I could have kept going with that. I could have kept going with that. I could have gave him Parkinson's, all type of other shit. I could have gave him.
When you in the midst of a battle and you looking at your opponent and you know you just fired them up, do you ever kind of just see their soul leave their body? You just like,
Nah, you know what's funny is when you in the zone. Like I remember that Penn State battle. I brought my mom out there. I was in Europe. It was just me and Mike Zombie. So I wasn't super deep. My mind was clear. I was so focused. They switched it up. I mean, they didn't have all the bread, so We ended up doing a 1 round instead of 3. I was able to mesh a bunch of shit in
Mhm.
one. And I was like, yo, I'm finna black. So once I'm blacking like that, I don't think of anything. It's
Mhm.
nothing. There's no thoughts to be thought until it's over with. I'm in the zone, so all I'm thinking is next line or what I want to throw in at the moment. But I don't get that moment to look at it and be like, I'm just so zoned out in tunnel vision. I don't get a moment to look at the opponent.
Well, I'm looking at him and I'm like, how this guy gonna come back? And I have to say, that's what I like about a lot of your battles. You take what they say about you once it's their turn, and you somehow you make those necessary adjustments.
Hmm.
And it, I mean, if you make y'all make that look so easy. Is it as easy as it seems for y'all?
No,
I mean,
it's not easy at all. It's one of the most difficult things to do in battle rap is to almost it's like counter punching.
mhm.
It's almost because one, who's to say he's gonna say that? Two, if he does say that, who's to say it'll fit perfectly in your round? Like it's a lot to come into play with that. So it's dangerous to do. I don't do it all the time, but
Mhm.
it's always good to like counter punch and have something in there that's a pre rebuttal.
You call yourself an old head many times.
Mm-hmm.
And I know at one point you went up against Tay Rock and Chess, and you on the 2-on-2 with Loaded Lux, and you and Loaded Lux had your battle, and I could actually see how you guys came together and teamed up because y'all had a good, even though y'all when y'all was battling each other, you had a good flow.
Yeah.
But how was it if we go back to that 2-on-2? Was it going against some of those younger guys, but those guys who are really have made a name for themselves?
Yeah, that 2-on-2 goes back to like the BET. That was a
Mhm.
real monumental moment. That 2-on-2 was amazing to do, fun experience. Yeah, that 2-on-2 was amazing. And Chess and Tay Rock, them niggas is some motherfucking animals.
So
I
you were
didn't,
able to even give them their props, even when you going against somebody, say, "Yo, that was good. You got me on that
yeah,
one."
yeah. No, they gave us a fight because honestly, I ain't gonna lie. Going into it, once they switched it to Tay Rock and Chess, I thought it was
Hmm.
over
Hmm.
because it was surfing and Tay Rock originally. I
Right.
thought it was over. I thought it was gonna be a walk in the park. But Chess showed his motherfucking ass. That nigga showed the fuck up. Like, he was walking around there like a ghetto penguin and shit.
Uh huh.
But other than that, like, he showed the fuck up. Chess showed up and Rock don't never not show up.
Hmm.
So that 2-on-2 battle goes down to history with me and Lux battle. I feel like me versus Lux is arguably the best battle in battle rap history, and me Loaded Hollows versus Tay Rock and Chess is arguably the best 2-on-2 in battle rap history. That's just my opinion.
I wanted so bad in my little line game to bring that line you used on Lux, where at the end of you said, "I open and close it, I close it and open it." But I just
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. I was good with goods. I surf with surf. Now hold it for loaded up. Oh yeah, 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 yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't know if I could get it right though, so I said I wasn't even gonna try.
Yeah, I hold it for loaded and loaded on loaded and open it. See, I can't even say it again right. I got to look back at how I said it. I know I said I hold it on loaded, unloaded, unloaded, I loaded, unloaded, and open and close them. Maybe I forgot how I said it, but
Now, Loaded, he did say that you were the person who really challenged him. And what does he do for you? Because y'all, does he challenge you as well?
oh man, like I damn near trying to find a different word. Hell yeah, that nigga challenged me. Definitely, like each one teach one.
Mhm.
Just like y'all will probably obviously know the rap shit, so I'll say little shit like this. Just like he sent me a video one day when we was first doing the 2-on-2, and it's a
Mhm.
full blown documentary. It's like edited
Mhm.
beautifully, and the shit only got 600 views. I'm like, where the fuck he done plucked this from with only
Mhm.
600 views, and it's a full on documentary. And I watched that shit, and that shit really helped shape my mind frame. Like I was like, yo, this shit is deep. And the funny part is, once we linked up, because this before we even got in the crib together. So once we went to California, I started putting them on the shit I'm on.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, young. So he's like, "Ooh, this nigga got jewels." So just sending videos alone, we used to challenge each other. That's outside of rap.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I know you. I think I saw you on my boy Norb's podcast, and you said that you don't know about doing 202s anymore. Am I wrong about that?
I just said I don't know if they doing it this year,
Okay.
but no, I'm definitely open to doing a tour too.
Is there
Yeah,
somebody you could say you would want to do one with, like as your partner?
yeah. No, we talked about it. Just a month or so ago, Beasley called me about a month or so ago. But I just dubbed it because I had the DNA battle at that time. I said, Bees, we'll talk after this battle. But yeah, they called me. But it's just about them doing a double impact event. Once they
Mm-hmm.
do a double impact event, I mean, I don't feel like they can do an event without us. We had arguably the best performance last time. So if they do a double impact event, me and Lux, Chess and Rock, Twerk and Suge, those was like the top three performances that night.
Now, see, you don't mind telling people what you worth. Okay, that's
Hmm.
one thing I like about you and
Yeah.
Cassidy. Y'all don't, and we need people like that. And I know you had to fight and let them know, hey, our rap, our lyrics, they mean something. We need to get paid for it. So, do people know now when you a part of something, the business got to be right?
For sure. I mean, for the most part, I can't say they know everything got to be right because everything still ain't right. But they know certain thing about me. It has to be some type of promotion for my brand in there.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be certain details as far as times and dates. Like I'm not big on just pop up. We'll figure it out. Like nah, everything got to be in the contract. But what I've been doing now is just more establishing my own equity in the video. So that's why I demanded me and K. Sean get dropped on YouTube because them commercials is my equity. I
Mm-hmm.
get paid every time somebody sees those commercials. That's my equity. So I can't get no residuals through these battle leagues and through these streaming services. I'm just building my own equity. So every time these videos play, I still get paid because they definitely get paid every time these videos get played.
So it's amazing how this name came up in my last conversation with a battle rapper. But
Hmm.
Math Hoffa, what's the dealings with him? Because on Norb's podcast, I heard you say that he built his show, The Expert Opinion, on dissing you. Is that still your feeling? I mean, I would think
No,
so.
well, that's misquoted. They built this show on this is me, Surf, DNA, and Charlie Clips.
Oh, my bad. Oh,
Yeah,
that's on me.
yeah, no, this and battle rappers. It was built, but that's Norbs brought that up. That's the only Norbs brought up math, and I said it because he brought them up though. Other than that, they no dealings.
So no problems.
Nah, ain't no problem. I just said what I said real quick because he brought them up. But I mean, nah, I ain't seen math since the battle. Since we battled, I ain't seen him. I spoke to him, but I ain't seen him since we battled. But nah, ain't no problems. Like this shit ain't real to me. This shit is the metaverse. This shit ain't real. So like, he say what he say, I say what I say, and we just keep going our separate ways and keep living our happy life. Like, I'm pretty sure like what he got going on is working well for him. What I
Hmm.
got going on been working well for me, and I'm still doing it. I ain't never stopped.
Nothing wrong with that. Now you haven't stopped your hustle, and I have to say I really like your clothing company, and you
Thank
have it
you.
on right now. It looks great.
Yeah,
LOM, loyalty over money,
you
streetwear,
already, you already know.
streetwear. What was your ideal behind the look of the clothing?
Really, really simplified. We like to keep everything simplified and more pass the message on. So we don't like hop on trends and like I remember when I battled speaking to Joe Buttons, he said putting emojis on a shirt is not gear. He said that against me.
Uh-huh.
Now you look at you see Kif and you see all these high end brands. You see Javinci. They're all putting smiley faces and
Oh
emojis.
yeah, they are.
Yeah, they're all doing that. And then if you see this right here. The
Mm-hmm.
loyalty with the money upside down. Everybody puts the line between it now. We did this in 2013. Everybody puts they logos upside down now. So we just inspiring. We inspiring. We're not following the trend, and
Mm-hmm.
people aren't stealing. We're inspiring them. So I don't want to say nobody's jacking us. We're just inspiring people because we've been inspired. So, but back to your question, the main thing was just to keep it simple and pass the message, loyalty over money. So we never want to get too over the top where the message ain't really getting brought across.
I'm loving it. I'm loving
Thank
it.
you. Thank you so
Everything that
much.
I see. I,
LOMclothing.com. Y'all already know, shop up.
absolutely, guys. Make sure you check out his website and get some of that fly gear. Now, I want to ask you, when you perform in an international place like London, and then you go to a place like Atlanta, which I know you said had a tough crowd. Well,
Hmm.
what are the differences between some of the cities, and do you have to kind of prepare for the city you in, or you just go in like you normally go in?
Yeah, it ain't like it used to be. You used to have to prepare for the city. Now it's such a big audience and it's better rep is everywhere. Now you can say certain shit and everybody's tuned in. They get what you're saying. So nah, I don't prepare for cities anymore, but I used to. I used to when I go to London, when I did the Bay Area, when I did Florida. Yeah, I used to have to. But now it's so big, you just go in there with your material.
Hmm. I want to just say I did note what you said about just sometimes writing about what you like to write about and not thinking about the audience. And I think that's such a freeing space to be in as an artist. It's scary, huh?
Well, it's hard to get in that space because if you think about it, all these comments are in the storage bin in your brain. Everything you have read, everything your friend said to you, everything your cousin said, you should do this, you need to do this. So now when you're writing, you're thinking in your head, damn, I need to do this, I need to do that. And
Mhm.
then you're thinking it's your thoughts now, not remembering these are thoughts other people put in your head. Oh, I can't say this. Oh, you don't want to say this. Oh, these is everything everybody else
Brother,
done
I
put.
love that you said that because that has been such a fight for me personally. It's just like
You
people
gotta
think it's
block
easy
it.
to keep those voices out your head, and sometimes it's not.
Well, the only way to keep them out your head is not to look at it. So that's been my goal is to find a balance of checking out comments here or there when I know it's some
Mhm.
positivity or some good feedback. But I'm not looking at everything. I'm not looking at comments on my interviews. I'm not looking at comments on nothing except a positive video or something that went real well that I was like, okay, this went well. Let's see the feedback. Like, like how I said, the DNA battle, I talked in it. I ended my I don't need to like if they dropped it on YouTube. I'm not gonna go read them comments. It's gonna be full of why do he end his rounds like that? Oh my God, he talked through. It's shit I already know I did wrong that I already checked myself on. But then it's gonna be a bunch of shit I'm gonna read mixed in. Hollow's fucking trash. He sucks. He's overrated. And I've seen that stuff before, and I don't need to see that no more at this point in my career. I'm not even curious enough to know people's opinions. So I find a balance where I don't want to say I don't look at comments at all, but I rarely look at comments. And when I do, it's going to be on a video I know of something that went well and it's going to be pretty good feedback on it. Because it's impossible to erase that shit out your head. You have to reprogram, which takes a very long time. Reprogram, and we have 20,000 to 70,000 thoughts a day. And it's like, what are those thoughts? What are the thoughts you're putting in your head? We think, oh, it's no big deal. Oh, I'm just chilling with her. She's my homegirl. No, she's saying toxic shit that's going in your head. I call it brain trash. People put
Yeah.
brain trash in your head and you think, oh, it's no big deal. No, you regurgitate it later. 6 months later, you're saying something she said to you. A year and a half later, you're saying something she said to you that you don't even remember. So it's like be very, very careful of the stuff you read, of this. I could go deep on this topic because it's
I know
also
I
like,
like it. I mean, I'm just like, okay, go ahead with
yeah,
it.
because the other part is like people take stuff so serious on here, and it's like, how do you know this dude that just said Hollow fucking sucks ain't drunk when he wrote that? How do you know the
Mm.
dude that wrote that ain't fucking have a mental issue? And we take this, damn, they saying I suck.
And you
We
let it
take
go
it
to
so
heart, like you
serious.
don't even know the energy behind it.
Yeah, you don't know the person, the energy, the mind state. We take it so the only comments I would take serious are from people I've seen support me before, people I've seen, that always hit me. Or I've had conversations where they say, "Yo, Hollow, you kind kind of let me down on that one. You could have did better. I take those serious. I'm like, oh
Mhm.
shit. Da-da-da. But just a random, Joe 5221 LLO, Hollow, you fucking should die. Like, it's like he can't be serious. That dude don't mean that. That's what I literally say when I read these comments now. I'm like, he don't mean that. Oh, Hollow, I think Hollow got bodied by the. He don't mean that. He mad at me. I talk during his rounds. He don't mean that.
That's that line that helps you kind of like I told myself just recently if something bothers me, I just gotta think about it once and then just let it go and let it go through and let it go out. Or don't even let it come in, but just kind of hear it and let it go. And then don't
Yeah.
talk about it no more.
Yeah, the best thing is not to let it come in. If it does, I make an excuse for them. Oh, he got to be on pills. He had to take a Percocet to say that. You know what I mean? Because it's like, if it don't make sense to me and I don't feel it's true, why do I give it validity?
I don't know why in these last moments spending with you, you reminded me of Wiz Khalifa just because of your chill persona.
It's
And
the black and yellow. That's all it
is
is.
that what it is?
Nah.
Your voice a little bit too.
Yeah, nah, I'm super laid back like a Cadillac, man. That's always been my thing. That's what helped me survive in the streets, in battle rap. Everywhere I went, just being laid back and not being extra. I told the story. I was just out the country, and
Mhm.
I met a homie, and I told the story how we was talking about reciprocity, how my life got saved just by being humble because my boys was jumping this dude, and I
Mhm.
broke the shit up, and I'm like, bro, y'all tripping. Fuck y'all jumping for. Let my man Los fight the field when he had a problem with him. Dude came back an hour later with the yammy yam, and his homie had it to me, and he said, nah, he good. Let him go. He walked right off of me and started dumping in my cousin's house. Boo, 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 boo. But if I wasn't humble and pulled them off of him, I wouldn't be here today. So that
Mhm.
shit's been saving my life, just being laid back and not being extra and being fair. Like, I don't care if it's eight of us, my nigga. They know that's whack. Y'all finna jump this nigga. Let Los fight him. Los got a disagreement. Fight. I'll be eight deep and fight one on one with one person because that's the fair and right thing to do. So I've
Well, did
always.
you feel with? I mean, I don't know how your situation set up where you from, but having some success yourself, did you find it easier to get in trouble, or is it seem like does it seem like
Um,
it will come to you more?
I found new troubles. With the success, you find new troubles because you got money. Money comes in, the fame comes in. So you start to find new troubles. That's the scary thing. And this is. Let me see how I can say this. So I was out the country, right? And
Mhm.
one of the cats with us, I just met him there. It was the homie's homie. He was a millionaire, and not to shit on the guard, but he was bent about 12 afternoon every day. And he seemed the most depressed out of all of us. And he had the most bread. So my big thing I always tell my son is not about how much money you got, it's how you got the money. You know what
Mm.
I mean? Because you can have $20 million, but if you had to finesse, lie, steal, and cheat, that comes with because money has a consciousness that comes with guilt, that comes with remorse. Now, if you made $20 million off a great product you believe, stood by, like you're living a life. You know what I mean? So that just goes to say, like, damn, I kind of forgot the question because I
No,
was
it's all
thinking,
good. Ain't we happy we got them?
yeah, yeah,
Good
yeah.
times. I mean, because I was just finished watching Good Times again. I'm thinking to myself, why Florida just didn't let them do something to get out the ghetto? But you just kind of brought it back to that point is that you want to do the right things even when in your
100%.
struggle. So if you can say
Reflect.
you made it, you can say you made it because of the right reasons. I think that's what you were trying to say.
100%, and we're blessed. Everything is perfect how it is because fame come with so much shit. Okay, so that you got me back on track now. Okay, so the thing about fame is like it came with so much stuff, like new habits. I had a certain amount of money. I'm like, oh, I didn't even know you could do this. I didn't even know you could get into this. Like it's just new stuff, and then new people come into your life with temptations. So and this is the main jewel I'm gonna give on here. The ultimate um, creative freedom is denying your temptations and desires. Motherfuckers say,
Mm.
"Oh, I don't get the respect Drake get," but you also playing Xbox for 3 hours a day. You also going to the club every weekend. You're not remembering Drake don't do that, but you want the same respect as this dude. But you playing Xbox for 3 hours, and you go to the club every weekend, and you smoke and you drink and you sleep around. And
Mhm.
it's like the creativeness comes from just being organic in an organic space and being free. And I'm not going to act like I'm 100% there. I'm still climbing to get there as close as I can as possible. Because denying your desires and temptations, let the creative just bloom. It just goes through the roof once you do that.
You said don't deny it.
No, you got to deny the desires and temptation. Desires and temptation is everything you say, damn, I want to do this. I feel like doing this. What you really need to do is focus on your business. What you really need to
Mhm.
do is go buy that board you said you're gonna put on your wall to write your goals. What you really need to do is read that book. This is stuff we should be doing, but we go focus on what we want to do, our desires and temptations. Damn, I want to go to the homie house. They got the kickback over there. It's a game going on right now. That's what really be fucking up the creators. All these desires and temptation, Instagram, video
Mhm.
games, clubs, women, like all that shit is desires and temptations.
Now, see, he done got deep on us now, boy. I'm just like, okay, okay.
Cause the creative just blooms. Once you cut all that out, you're oh man, I'll leave it at that.
See, I knew you were smart. You
I'm still
smart in
working
every
though.
way.
I'm not telling people something I've mastered. I'm a student and I'm still working on this. I'm sharing something so we can work together. You, yourself, myself, we both need to work on this.
That's what that's all about in this show. I bring on experts in fields all the time, and I'm no expert, but it's the point is to learn, and that's hey. Once
And
you
you from
see me,
Atlanta?
what'd you say?
You from the A?
I'm from Mactown,
Mactown. Okay, I like your accent. Go ahead though.
Macon. You know Macon, right?
Yeah, I know Macon.
Yeah, yeah. So, that was really profound of you, and I forgot where I want to go with you, but
My
we
bad. I threw you off. See,
no, it's all good. You threw me off, and I'll come right back, baby. When you look at your career, are you happy with everything so far? Is it still fun for you?
the Drinking, man. My bad. Say that again. The
When you're
Drinking.
looking at your career right now, uh, I mean, I was gonna ask you, is it still fun for you? But obviously, you're still doing it. So,
Mm. So it's super fun creating and coming up with it. I'm gonna be totally blunt. Performing it ain't been as fun lately. But
mm,
coming up with it, I'm having an amazing time. I spent, a few hours on just skiing sometimes, like an hour or two sometimes on just a little segment of my round. I love this shit. I love doing it, but performing it ain't been as fun. I ain't gonna hold you.
you know what? I mean, that's an honest thing to say. And when everything is said and done, I've already said people look at you as one of the most versatile. They look at you as legendary. What do you want your legacy to really say for you?
I feel like the fans gotta define legacy for me. I don't feel like
Mm,
that's my place to define my legacy. I feel like the fans, my peers, the leagues, everybody involved in the culture could define my legacy. Um, I would just say greatness is all. I put a lot of time into being creative. I put a lot of time into pushing the envelope. So I would hope that gets acknowledged.
absolutely. Well, I think we may end it here. I feel like we've kind of come full circle. Is there anything that we should be looking out for with you, Hollow?
Yeah, I just got the shipment, and I don't know if y'all can see the whole house is full. Well, the living room is full. I can't flip this. No, okay. I
Yeah,
got
you
too much.
flip.
Can I? It's all good though. LOMclothing.com. Um, by the summertime, I'll definitely be back active. I'm on punishment right now for my behavior. I ain't going to the next 3 events. Yeah, I put myself on punishment, seriously. Because I was out of pocket, I acted up. So I'll be at I missed the surf event. I'm gonna miss the
Mhm.
males versus females, and I missed the Cali event. So after the May 14th event, I'll be back outside. I'll be back at events. I apologize to the fans every time. I'm very apologetic. I don't like to mess with the craft and stuff. So, disrespect it and apologize to DNA also and smacking them. Just disrespecting, talking through people's rounds is never accepted in this culture.
Hmm.
So I'm just chilling now, watching from afar, seeing everybody do their thing. Niggas out here cooking. I'm inspired. It's a couple niggas I need to cook that's uninspiring. Um, and we'll leave it at that.
I have to ask this one question from this fan because this fan right here is always here on Kara
Oh
Dangerous
yeah,
Talk.
let's get it. Let's get it.
Sharon asks, do you think any rapper can be a battle rapper, or do you think you have to have a certain mindset?
You have to have a certain mindset. It's just with music, you're working with metronomes, flows, cadences, and with battle rap, you're working with like wordplay, punches. So it's two different ways of going. That's why when you see cats like Joe Buttons, Mr. Fab, a lot of these cats that they came back in and tapped in King Los, they don't have that cadence. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because they're so used to being in the studio. So and it's vice versa. Same thing with battle rap. You can't just think you're gonna hop in the booth and have this gunner type of kid. This is the jacket off white don't mean that it's beige. Pulling a foreign don't mean that it's gray. Like nah, because you're so used to having this clip full when I ran in the. It's just totally different cadence, totally different market. So it's definitely possible. I just feel like a
Mhm.
person really has to hone into their craft. I don't think you could do both. I feel like if you was a battle rapper, you want to make music, you got to stop battling, focus on music. If you make music and want to battle, you got to stop making music, focus on battle rap. And I
But you
think
made some music too, so was that at break points, or you think you can do both?
it was at break points, and a lot of it was hot garbage. Let's be easy. I mean, I'm just saying, baby.
Wait a minute, you calling your own music hot garbage? You okay with
Yeah,
that?
it wasn't like I had Alicia Keys on it and I had Bridges and I had the Kanye piano at the end. I'm just hopping on the beat and rapping a verse. That's not really music. Like, come on, Adele ain't gonna hear my shit and be like, oh my God. Like, come on. I'm just being a realist. Like, it's just hot God. It's just I'm putting words on the beat. It's not music. That ain't considered music to me. Music is like when you really put together this song from the beginning to the end. You done sat in the studio and had the engineer take out parts of the beats. You got a bridge in there, the ending got notes playing. Like
Mhm.
I really like that's why I love Kanye. Kanye really makes music. Drake, it's a lot of dope artists that I'm super inspired by. If and this is no disrespect to these cats, but if I compared what I was doing, my shit is like Ransom, DJ Clue freestyles, and Joe Buttons. Like that's what we doing, like freestyles kind of. That's what we do as battle rappers. To be honest, I haven't heard really no battle rappers that make music. Most of
Mhm.
us are just doing freestyles on beats and free verses type shit, and have somebody else do the hook. Yo, do this hook for me. I need a hook on here. Like that ain't really like music. That's like I don't know. I got different opinion. But
No,
yeah,
I
my
feel
shit.
you. I think Cass did a good job, but I'm a Cassidy fan too, so I mean, I think that he did a great job with, you know.
Recently, or you say like when he was? Yeah, Cass had some fire albums and fire. Cass had fire music. Yeah.
Yes, but you know what? I don't think it's any shame in being just good in one arena because they both take a large skill set. And to me, like the way your brain has to work for you guys to make those adjustments and to
Mm-hmm.
bring in comedy and roasting and then
Yep.
smarts all to a battle. Like I'm just like that's a lot of damn work. Like I write and I feel like I'm pretty good with making songs, but like the battle
You
thing is a
gotta
whole
you gotta
other
send me
thing.
something. You gotta send me something when we get off here. I definitely want to check you out because I already like your aura and your voice. And I'll leave with this because I know you said we're gonna end it. It's like I feel like anybody. This ain't no motivational shit, but I feel like anybody could do whatever they want. Like I
Mhm.
really feel like Ti can become Richard Pryor almost if he puts another 2 3 years into doing comedy and focuses just like he did with music. Ti could be a fucking funny ass comedian 3 years from now. One
Mhm.
of the top comedians. Any of us could do any of this shit. You just gotta hone in, put all your energy towards that, and really But no, niggas want to do that, make their little money on the side, do the music, want to drop some clothes, then they want to go do a feature. Like, nah, you really got to hone into this craft. It take 10,000 hours to master something. 10,000 hours to master anything. You know what I mean? That's a long time.
He telling
So
y'all the 100 truth, and I'm a definitely send you something to listen to. I
yeah,
appreciate
send
you
me
saying
something.
that.
I'm working too. Like I said, I've dropped hot garbage, but the music I'm working on now.
Wait, I can't believe you keep. I just can't believe you keep saying it.
Nah, I'm being honest with myself. I've dropped hot garbage. I listened to some of the old music. I'm like, oh, that was trash. I was just rapping. I didn't even pick the right beat for that flow. But now I'm working. I've been in the studio the last 2 years, in and out, just playing with it still. But I really feel positive. Like, if I really want to stop battle rapping and focus on music, I could really do some damage. But I don't know if that's the focus because LOM Clothing is 100% the focus now. And that's what I'm putting
Mhm.
the energy towards.
Guys, I
So,
want to
but
thank everybody so much for tuning in. Look, people want to come now and start asking questions. One
Come
last
on, one or two
question.
more. Lembe. Yeah, let's do one or two more. I just got put the young boy to work.
No problem. Okay, so has Hollow ever turned down a battle he wishes he had taken looking back?
That's a good ass question. Who name on that question?
Al Monroe.
Okay,
Monroe.
that's a good ass
Monroe.
question.
Monroe.
Um, man, I be feeling. I don't know if I'm overcome. I be feeling like everything worked out perfect for me.
You believe in the
Oh,
perfect planner. What you know?
yeah, because Alan Watts said that recently, and that shit stuck with me. It's like we never enjoy the moment. We're always thinking what just happened, or we're thinking about the future or the past, like what just happened or what's gonna happen. We never just enjoy the moment. Like right now,
Mhm.
that's a moment right there. See, I just enjoyed that moment. All right, lmclothing.com. I'm a little nutty
All right,
sometimes.
guys, you already know what it is. Thank you so much again, Hollow, for tuning in to Kara Dangerous Talk. I got another hot show coming to y'all on Sunday at 2 p.m. I'll be joined by Ron Hurt II from We All Be TV. You already know how we do it. I'll check you out, my boy. Thank you so much again. We out of here.
Thank you.